Welcome back. In today's lesson, we will be going over all the different parts of the Brother XM2701. Stay tuned. Although all machines are different, they all have pretty much the same basic setup. On the right side, you'll see a space for the plug. Here, the two cords go into one outlet. Then you can plug in the plug into the wall and place your pedal on the floor. Just above, you can see the on-off switch, and you'll know that your machine is on because the light will turn on. Here is the hand wheel. Now this is something that you always want to turn counterclockwise. You see this notch here at the top? This notch will indicate to you that the needle is in the highest position. At the top of our machine, we have our spool pin. We lift it up and we place our thread on. Right next to that, we have what's called the bobbin winder. I'll show you in another video how specifically to wind the bobbin. But for now, just know that once you put the bobbin on, it must be slid to the right in order for the bobbin winder to be activated. Once the bobbin is full, it must be slid back to the left in order for the sewing machine to be activated. These three dials are very important. This first dial controls the stitch length. The middle dial here controls the stitch width, and the dial to the far left controls the stitch tension. If you have trouble remembering which is which, feel free to put a piece of tape with a label. Just below the tension, we have the reverse button. In order to activate the reverse button, it must be held down while simultaneously pressing the pedal. Feel free to put a label on the reverse button as well. Right here is where you have the needle. To the right, you'll see a space where you can unscrew the needle. You always want to make sure you hold the needle as you unscrew it so that it does not drop down into your machine. Once you've unscrewed it with the screwdriver, you can continue to unscrew it with your hand. If you look closely, the front is round and the back is flat. Now, the same way you took the needle out is the same way you're going to put it back in. So you want to hold on to it, stick it down a little so that you can find where it goes up. Tighten it with your hand, and then give it a little bit of more of a tighten with the screwdriver. Next, we're going to look at the presser foot and the presser foot lever. Some machines have the lever in the back, so take a look at yours and see which one it is. The presser foot actually has a button in the back. If we lift the presser foot and we press this black button here in the back, it will release our presser foot. If we lower our lever, and you may have to play around with it a little bit, it will snap the presser foot back on. Next we have the needle plate. Notice the different lines on the needle plate and the numbers corresponding to the lines. If you find a pattern that asks you to use a 1.5 inch seam allowance, you would know to use this line. Here we have the bobbin cover. These lines right here help you to grip it and slide it towards you in order to release. Inside, you will find the bobbin. This bobbin must be wound full of thread in order for you to sew garments together. Here we have the stitch selection dial. Just above it, it shows you the different types of stitches you have to select from. Number 1 is a buttonhole, number 2 is a straight stitch, and number 3 is a zigzag stitch. All the other stitches are decorative stitches. Right in the front of your sewing machine, you have a storage container. In order to access it, slide the container to the left. And there you can house your screwdriver, your tweezers, extra bobbins, so on and so forth. It's my recommendation that you put those items in a Ziploc bag first before you place them in the storage container. That way, once you open it, it won't all fall out. In order to replace the storage container, slide it until you hear it click. Here on the far left of the machine, we have a thread cutter. This is used to cut excess thread after you finish each seam. Towards the back left, you'll see a lever. When you pull this lever down and push it back, that will activate the buttonhole stitch. One very nice feature of this machine is its automatic needle threader. All you have to do is pull this down, and you see this hook back here? When you push this hook forward, it goes through the eye of the needle, making it a lot easier for you to wrap your thread around the hook and then draw it out through the back. Those are all the various parts of the sewing machine. Stay tuned, because next time I will show you how to thread the bobbin as well as how to thread the machine.